already, okay, and they're doing the scene or whatever, and they needed somebody to press a button, literally just to press. Could you press that button to make some smoke come up in a scene? And I don't know if it was the actors union, but one of the union representatives said you can't do that. You need somebody else to do that. So they got someone else in at $385 a day or something just to press the button.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff like that that's just making all the. I mean, that only sounds small because it's only $385, but like, rental of properties and that kind of thing, where they can go and get it in other states for a few $100s, and they're having to spend tens of thousands of dollars in California, and it's blooming all the budgets, and we've seen budgets go up hugely. And it's just meaning that people are going somewhere else to film, and it's going to break Hollywood.
I find it incredible that where I live in Manchester, the buildings are very much like 40s New York, and they film Captain America. There's some of the action scenes of Captain America with Chris Evans in Manchester.
Wow!
And I find it incredible that it was cheaper to fly the entire crew halfway across the world for 4 weeks to make 10 minutes of film.
Yeah, that's the other story this guy was related. He said, I took 100 people over to Northern Ireland to do some filming because it was cheaper than doing it in California. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, by the way, it can't be doing much for the carbon footprint either.
Well,
it's amazing how people can be so selective about what they support and what they don't.
Yeah, carbon footprint is a terminology right up there with fossil fuel. It just doesn't exist. Yeah, especially when you're rich, you don't give a crap.
No, you don't care, do you?
You just grab people, throw them on a plane, and send them over.
They'll like some trees in Bolivia. It'll be fine.
It'll be like a vacation. Yeah. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. The chat is live. We are live this morning. Believe it or not, we have
barely awake.
We have coffee, barely awake. We've got some great weird science stuff to look at.
Proper comic.
Oh, and we're just getting to the point now where EC is rolling. I mean, they are doing incredible stuff. So every issue is a wow. So come on in. This is Comics by Night. He said, searching for the proper opening. Here we go.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Hello, motherfucker.
There we are. Good morning. That's just to keep us from being monetized right there.
I wonder what her grandma thinks.
Everybody had a big laugh, I think.
She's deaf.
That could be too. Oh, that's kind of morbid this morning.
No, they're deaf. It's not deaf.
Oh, deaf.
This little girl.
Grandma's dead.
This little girl just goes around the thing on a scooter, returns to the camera and goes, "I am deaf."
Yeah. they let her run around the tricycle in the house because grandma's gone. Anyway. Comics by Night, folks. Thanks for stopping by. It's the 30th of May.
See you later.
2025. Oh, we still got them. Actually, our audience has almost doubled since we ran that clip. Maybe I should run it again.
Oh, dear.
I'm watching the numbers here. Hey, hit that like button, folks. Thanks for stopping by. We got some great stuff to look at. Got some weird science. Look at that. Look at that cover. We'll look at that real closer here in a minute. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. The latest thing I have done is with Russ Leach, right down there, the Shadow Kingdom and the Atlantean. So I have the pleasure of writing that as Russ illustrates it. We're offering it through fundmycomic.com. The second volume is out. Everybody should have a copy by now.
And yeah, next month it will be offered through Amazon.
There we are. And Barnes & Noble, any place where you can buy books from the Ingram ordering system. That's the Atlantean Volume 2. Volume 1 also out there, as well as a couple of different volumes of Shadow Kingdom. So if you want everything in the same format, you can get that as well. You can get a copy of Shadow Kingdom in the same format as the Atlantean. But great stuff, folks. We hope that you're enjoying it. Somebody just posted yesterday that they got theirs, and they
I said lots of people have been posting that they have their books.
Yeah.
People are happy. It's good.
Can't wait to see some reviews on it. Very eager to know what they think of the second volume story. So, we're here to talk about comics. Joining me today, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. I write books like this one, which is about my trip to see Jack Kirby at his home in California many moons ago. There's also a documentary film that accompanies this. You can get this through Amazon and New Haven Press. I draw things, and I'm from my comic right now. We've got my character Hatch. This is a book. He's been around a long time. This is my book about how he came to be. It's got lots of published and unpublished artwork in it. It tells you his story, and there's some more artwork for you. Shows you the process, coloring, penciling, all this kind of thing.
Look at that.
And yeah, this is the best thing. Let me just show you this. This is the best thing. This is the best of all. My wife Helen made a little figurine of him, 8 inches high. How good is that?
Great stuff.
So it tells you all about that in there, the story of that. And I also publish Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine about comics. Both Russ and Randy appeared in this, interviews and articles and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so check that out. That's on Amazon as well.
There we are. Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK. You can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list there so that you can keep up to date with everything Atlantean. We're moving at pace now. Issue 3 is on the board. Issue 3's cover image has been produced, which is lovely. Renato has done that. Also, there's a catch-up omnibus that will be coming out with issue 3 as well, so you can collect the volumes in different formats and at different prices, just to make sure everybody's got what they need. So you can find out all about those things when it's coming out to retail as well, and maybe even distribution. That would be nice. So go to russleach.com and sign up for the email list there.
Yeah, you mean direct market distribution?
Yes, direct market distribution might be nice at some point.
We have distribution now through Critical Blast, so absolutely. Weird science, folks. We are looking at the Russ Cockrum reprint collections in hardback, shot off of the fantastic black and white artwork directly and put into fantastic bound volumes. Hardbound back in 1980, 1981, somewhere in there. Again, I don't see a copyright there. This book is starting with issue number 18, which is April of 1953, cover date. The artwork is, the interior artwork is reprinted in black and white. The covers are in color by the great Maurice Severin, who colored the original covers way back in the 50s.
Covered by Wally Wood.
Covered by Wally Wood. It's patented little atomic explosion there.
Yeah, Wood likes to draw his atomic bombs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So if you had to say what did he draw all the time, it's atomic bombs and nice-looking women.
Mm-hmm.
And those pipes. He always draws pipes.
Crazy machinery. Yeah, here we are. Got some wood. Did we look at this? No, we were going to look at this. Right? Mars is Heaven?
Yeah. Oh, we've seen Mars is Heaven.
Yeah, that first panel rings a bell.
We've seen it, yeah, because we were talking about Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
We're right at the back of the book, aren't we?
Yeah. Are we?
Yeah.
Are you sure we shouldn't be on the next volume?
Yeah.
We're on the last volume.
All right. Well, we must be halfway through.
We saw Snap Ending.
Yeah, it's in that.
Al Williamson.
Flick through. Yeah.
Yeah, because we said that Al Williamson was taking all the show.
Seen that. Yeah.
the
We've
parallel.
seen that.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah.
I seem to have lost my bookmark. So, hey.
Oh no.
Well, we'll just have to watch it and look at it again.
I remember us making a point of that cover. That might be where we stopped.
We've seen this cover.
We've seen the cover, but whether we've seen what's coming afterwards.
Precious Years.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No, we might be up to that yet because we.
We saw
well.
that,
Yep. I believe. Oh, there we
There
are.
you go. There's your bookmark.
Yay, little piece of notebook paper. We're right up to issue 20. Yeah.
Yeah, people got to catch up.
I knew there was a reason I used that cover for the thumbnail, other than the fact that it's great looking wood.
Previously on Comics by Night.
There we are. Yep. There we are. That'll make it seem like home. Jiggling the camera. Weird Science number 20. That is cover dated July, August for 1953.
Look at that lighting.
Yeah.
Look at that great
Incredible,
mad cover.
And the illustration on the right-hand side, the top right panel.
The Loathsome. What again?
Yeah.
This calves.
Eddie darling.
Great stuff.
Jad, the on the advert there on the top left, the guy that's got his arms up.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of Kevin O'Neill.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because he used to do ridiculous bodies, didn't he?
Yeah,
and also that kind of that sharpness to the inking there.
Yeah,
it's really reminiscent of Kevin O'Neill.
So we know what Kevin was looking at.
Yeah,
we
know what Kevin was inspired by.
Yeah. What is it? Stern by Wrightson for heavy metal. That's what that reminds me of. Captain Stern.
Don't know that one.
No? No. That's part of the heavy metal movie. The little egg with the smokestack attached to it, little floating egg.
No.
I can't remember. Such a long time ago I saw that.
Probably look that
I'll
up.
look it up.
Bing.
Melvin Goomba.
Captain Stern. Yeah.
Captain Stern.
Melvin Goomba.
Melvin Goomba. Two heads.
Exactly right.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
These images.
See, the thing about these old comics that we like and that we were fortunate enough to read when they came out is that they have such great adverts as well.
Yes, everything about them.
Everything about it is just fantastic. Because I used to spend a lot.
Sorry, go on.
I used to spend a lot of time looking at the adverts for X-ray specs and 6-foot Frankenstein monsters and all this kind of stuff. I just wish that I had $1 to send to America to get it. You know,
sea monkeys.
I mean, I know these. I don't know if these illustrations on the left here, if that one on the top left was especially drawn for this advert or not. There's no way of really knowing.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was drawn for the ad.
But there's, in general, the adverts, the big ones, not the little ones, the X-ray specs ones, but the big ones, they had so much effort put into them, especially in the EC line.
Yeah,
so much effort. It was like another page. They were always gorgeous, and of course, it was in a time where people didn't use photography or didn't use AI or photo illustration or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
he drew everything. Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
There's Captain Stern.
That's so right.
Let me zoom in on that. Oh, very right.
Well. That's
oh, the egg. I see. Yeah, that's great. Look at that.
That's out of the horrible printing here in the moire pattern.
It's kind of
still looks good. It just looks like he's got measles.
Yeah, it does.
It's kind of quite endearing, actually.
That's brilliant. That chin could be Superman. That guy, couldn't he?
Yeah, really, very much so.
Look at that.
Are you on Google?
Bing.
Oh, right. So on Google, there's an image of I don't know if it's from. It doesn't. It's a heavy metal film.
Yeah, that he had a part in a heavy metal movie.
Yeah.
It was a small, quick cartoon, but it was very much in Wrightson style. It was really good. Really good. That was the charm of the heavy metal movie in the first place. They showed you all sorts of different types of animations, all sorts of different styles, just like the magazine. Both of them. Good Lord.
Very wordy again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great use of zipatone here.
I can't read it because there's so many words.
Just enough to break it up. Yeah, I hear you.
It's just making me go, I don't want to look.
Too early in the morning, too.
Yeah.
Take this up just a small hair here so that you can see the bottom of it.
There's the wood, one of the wood panels on the left there, and the half silhouette.
Yeah.
The girls talking, that, and then the long shot, and then the open panel, and you can see it all, can't you?
Everything, yeah. And look at that's a hell of a tight nurse's uniform there.
It is. It's very nice, isn't it?
Form fitted right there. Yeah.
Yeah, form fitting. Yeah, I've never seen a shirt like that.
No, not quite.
Not normal to ask for a cup size in a shirt. Wonderful work.
Shot there, yeah. Also nice. Look at that.
Look at that with the strap off the shoulder as well.
Yeah.
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 So they've actually given birth to a monster then?
Little beast, the mutant child. Why, it's that little beast. Mutant child. She must have, look at that. That's
Yeah.
dual shade here. 2 lines. Just painted in. Look at that shadow work. This isn't quite it's got to be double dual shade here as well.
It's ironic that if there's one artist who didn't need to use duotone, it was Wally Wood, and he's the one who uses it the most.
Yeah. They used whatever they could there, get their hands on it at the time.
Yep. Oh no. Oh. That's the baby, is it?
Yeah. Good Lord. The spikes. Ooh. She fell on him. Ugh.
Oh no.
Dead. The note. What does it say? Miss Furby knelt and picked up the fallen leaf with a trembling hand and held it so the moonlight illuminated the heavy scrawl. The words written there choked in her throat. To whoever finds this note, I love you.
Oh,
poor beast. So we switch over to Jack Kamen. Copyright
I like that.
49, Ray Bradbury.
That adapted from a story by Ray Bradbury.
Yeah.
Don't you forget it.
What's the largest mechanical size you have on that stencil? We'll use that for his name. All the lettering here stenciled in.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
Mechanical stencil. Nice hand-drawn title there. It's cross-hatching here with the gray tones. No zip tone.
Wow.
Just cross-hatching. A little bit of zip there, a little bit of zip back here. She almost looks like she's got a black eye here. So cross-hatched. out around her eye. Again, Jack Kamen, just excellent in urban settings, people, and modern places.
Did he ever do superheroes?
Not that I'm aware of.
I would say, because he draws great clothes, doesn't he?
I am not sure what happened to him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in advertising.
Right.
Illustration, which was a bit more lucrative than comics at that point, or at any point, actually. Definitely captures a 50s vibe with him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it says here he went into advertising after EC's comics fell, in 54, 55. And he went to, he did Esquire. He did a lot of advertising, illustrations.
There you go. Esquire magazine.
Pan Am Airlines, Playtex, RCA, Smith Corona.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time stuff.
So he only died in 2008.
Oh, yeah.
So
when that code authority hit, everybody split off on their, and EC had to fold. Everybody was desperate to find any work that they could get. So,
of course, yeah. It says there that he was the person who suggested to Gaines that they make a bigger size magazine and call it a magazine rather than the comic, to get around the comics code.
Cool.
So these people have quite an impact, don't they?
Yeah.
He just not only is he one of the best artists ever, he's got a business head on him as well.
Mm-hmm. Probably started the entire black and white magazine, comic magazine.
Could be.
Era. Yeah. So that's what really started it. EC tried to do a science fiction magazine and a shock suspense stories magazine that never quite took off, but Mad did. So that's what they ended up. Gaines ended up putting all of his efforts into Mad. After that, turned it into a real publication.
This is great. Great blueprint for storytelling. This particular story with the just two characters in the same room.
Yeah.
Page after page, all these really, really interesting angles and shadows and everything.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that if it was on the television as a single episode of a series, people would be screaming how great it was because it was all shot in one room.
Yeah.
And it was so impressive. And comics don't get anywhere near the plaudits they should. I mean, look, there's two people in one room, and he's made both pages look exciting. They draw you in, and then on top of that, he's made each panel interesting. It sucks you into the conversation, and the camera goes in and out, different angles. It's just, and also shows the movement of. So you can't truly track everybody's movement because they're single shots. They're not animation. But you can see the way she's had enough and got up, and then they're sort of standing, talking to each other, and then he sits down, and it's just really well done.
Yeah.
Just and just goes to show, like some of the modern comics, the amount of talking heads there are, and that's down to two things. One, it's down to time and money, I would imagine, but it's also down to skill. To be brutally honest.
Yeah, and he's also keeping himself entertained while he's doing it.
Yeah. This is look at the effort that's put into this.
Yeah, if you look at the middle section on the left-hand page, look at the books behind him. Just things like that, and all the little devices to tell you where they are. It's a superb 4 pages of blueprint for artists to study. I think we can all learn.
Oh yeah.
What she killed? Is he not the same guy then? What does he mean? He's not been here for a year.
She shot him. You're insane, Martha. Don't. It's a mistake. That was someone else. You're so overwrought. You thought it sounds like me. She shoots him anyway. Shot him with the gun once, twice, 3 times. I was wrong. This is Leonard Hill, and I've killed him. I am insane. Martha, why didn't you leave well enough alone? Oh, Martha, I'll call a doctor. No. You got to know sometime. And now that you've done this, you fool, I may as well admit it. I haven't been here with you for a year. The gun falls from her fingers. You're lying. A year, 12 months. Yes, Martha, 12 months. He hasn't been there at all.
I don't understand. Well, wait, I don't understand.
Oh, the name of the story is Surprise Package. I think she finds out that her husband's an android or something.
Oh, God. Like you do. Oh, dear.
Oh, you won't believe me. Now, will you? That's
she's going
to 10 seconds. You think I'm Leonard Hill now? Forget it.
Oh, she's look at the end.
He's still talking.
No wonder they got banned.
I can still love you, Martha. Man. Oh, yeah, he turns out to be an android. She tears him to shreds. Look at that. Beats him with a hammer.
So it's okay to hit him with the hammer because he's a robot.
Yeah. It's all safe,
then
kid.
They're just going to blow our brains out. Jeez, it's a bit harsh.
She's struck in the mouth with the hammer, and the tongue fell out. The glass eyes rolled on the carpet. She pounded at the thing until it was strewn like the remains of a child's electric train on the floor. Bang, bang, bang. Deliver these packages to Mr. Leonard Hill, Elm Drive, right now. Tonight, tell him it's a surprise package from Martha. Surprise package from Martha. Yes, ma'am. This is after the door closed. She sat on the couch with the gun in her hand, turning it over and over, listening. The last thing she heard in her life was the sound of the package being carried down the hall, the metal jingling softly, cog against cog, wire against wire, fading.
Bang.
No, that's dark.
Look at that. Look above the last panel, those lovely folds in a dress there.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
And it's pretty dark for a Ray Bradbury story. Wow.
Well, it was adapted from it.
Yeah.
So it's probably nothing like it.
Oh, it's probably faithfully adapted. It's copywritten to him. So weird fantasy. Always picture stories from the Bible as well.
That's the irony of Gaines, isn't it? Producing stories from the Bible along with the stuff that he was doing. You know, the horror books and all that.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt.
Well, these were done.
Horror, aren't they?
These were done. This is probably 10 years old at this point. This picture stories from the Bible. He just kept reprinting them and selling them. Right. This was the biggest reprinted comic until Star Wars New Hope come out.
All right.
It was the picture stories from the Bible because he sold so many of them through religious bookstores.
Who the artist on those? Do we know?
I'm not sure. I have never looked at them long enough to. I've got a copy of it. I should probably take a minute and take a look at it. I found a copy at a convention. I think I've seen one since out in the wild, but they're really rough to find. It's nobody kept them.
No.
Nobody bothered to collect them. The Reformers, Joe Orlando. In space. Oh, you always wear your suspenders.
What's that thing over his head?
Is that like a little lamp?
Is that instead of drawing a bubble on their head?
Yeah. Unless it's a hat. Look at that. It is. It's something curled up over their head.
Yeah.
Jason, yes, there is much work for us here. Your leader, the head man. Don't you have a superior, overseer, or governor? Oh, yeah, of course. He doesn't receive visitors. I'm an official welcomer here. My name is Peter. Guy with a long beard. Hi, you're on a foreign planet, but my name's Peter. Oh, then I show you that you are not needed here. Ordinarily, the visitors are barred, but in this case, I will allow you a brief glimpse. Typical rocket ship vacuum. Good. Will our ship be safe here from vandals? Your ship will be safe. There are no vandals here. There's no crime here. No crime? Impossible. Crime must exist wherever there is unequal distribution of basic needs.
Ooh,
wow.
Socialism.
That's your philosophy lesson for the day. Holy crap. No one is forced to work, my friend. There is no work, only leisure. There is no discontent, no work, only leisure. Then you are an immoral society, self-indulgent and self-satisfying. On the contrary, we are a very moral society. We are not self-indulgent. We believe in enjoying ourselves within the bounds of moral behavior. Such a society is impossible. There. What is that? See? Sidewalk cafe. Indeed it is. One eats and drinks here as much as one wants. Alcoholic beverages? Of course. Ha! A civilization of face-feeding drunkards. There you are. Alcohol breeds evil. And you say you need no reform. If we drank to excess, perhaps there would be a need of reform, but we do not. We're not a society of drunkards. We merely enjoy a drink now and then. Bah! There must be those who are chronic alcoholics.
That guy could run for office, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Complaining about everything.
Oh, he's a reformer. It's the name of the story. Yeah. Not here, my friend, perhaps in the other places you visited. Look at your scantily clad women. Disgraceful. And you say you're not immoral.
Who drew this?
This is Joe Orlando.
Right. It's a slightly different approach.
Yeah.
There's quite a flow to it.
He seems to change a lot in his style from story to story. You know, I've seen him draw. We've seen him draw stuff that looks amazingly like wood.
Yeah.
In the past, yeah. A little bit of Bill Elder. He's got a little heavier inking hand here with his brushwork. Still gorgeous stuff. Look at that.
Yeah.
You are wrong. Scant clothing does not mean we are immoral or promiscuous. Wow, that's a heavy word for the 50s. Not in the least. If one is evil, one sees evil, even in beauty. Our moral behavior is unimpeachable. Dressing like that is placing temptation where it can easily be reached. That's not beauty. Oh, she's asking for it. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
What forming is that? Temptation is only for the temptable, my friend. Where there is love and beauty, there is no temptation. And what do you do for relaxation, entertainment? If you can't be doing immoral stuff, what the heck? Yeah.
So far, he's asking about drinking, womanizing, having a good time, and he's saying, "What do you do for relaxing entertainment?"
That's right. Yep.
We watch the football.
Since we have music, drama, literature, there is one of our libraries. Come inside.
It's the Albert Hall.
How can you have literature? What is there to write about? Yeah, if you can't be immoral, what is there to write about?
Have you seen the articles in Playboy? Come on, it's a literary masterpiece.
There you are.
The Life and Times of John Holmes is what they write about.
Yeah. What is all literature about? About the society, past and present. This book, it is a murder mystery. You said there was no crime here. That's right. I said our literature deals with our society, present and past. Although we have no crime here, we can still enjoy reading about it. It looks like these can cause crime to start again. They can be harmful. There is no desire or reasons for crime. Reading about it will not cause it. After all, one cannot learn what is right without also learning what is wrong. And so you allow all this horror, fantasy, mystery, fiction in all forms, books, magazines, and comics? Oh no, evil comics.
This is an essay for gains to the Code Authority, isn't it?
You would think so, yeah. That's what it's reading like. Of course, there's no reason not to. Take us back to our ship. I must make a report. Incredible. This guy's reading the comic. Incredible. The host led the reformers out of the library and into the beetle-like car. It's a beetle.
That guy should have been reading Mad, shouldn't he? That'd have been funny. They'd have put Mad logo on that.
And it hummed out of the gleaming city, out across the fields to their ship. Now that you are convinced you have no work here, will you be leaving? Perhaps. Thank you for the tour. They get back to their ship and they start asking themselves, how can that be true? How can they drink and not be drunkards? How can they have crime literature and not have crime? How can we preach against evils that do not produce evils? Wherever we've gone, we found these things. We could preach against them because we could blame them for society's ills.
Yeah.
But here, the society is perfect. There are no ills. We cannot make scapegoats of them. What can we report back? How can we reform when there's nothing to reform?
What they need is some peace, don't they? Some peace inflicting upon them.
Yeah.
They need some democracy.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Perhaps headquarters will tell us what to do. This is a new experience for us. Wait, I know what to do. Of course, it's so simple. Tell us, what can we do? Here with me a moment. Up to now, we have visited new civilizations throughout the universe. We found in each society that we visited great many evils, crime, gambling, drunkenness, sexual promiscuity. And in each society, we also found certain indulgences that we could blame on these end products. So we could blame crime literature of all kinds of for the resultant crime. We could preach against these books and stories and magazines, claiming they caused the crime, claiming their abolishment would end crime. And the same with gambling, drinking. We preached for the outlawing of alcohol, claiming it would end drunkenness. We were able to advocate sexual taboos as the answer to sexual laxities. Everywhere we found scapegoats to blame for society's ills, but here there are no evil end results to these very same self-indulgences. How can we use them as scapegoats?
Mm-hmm.
How indeed. Right next to a story called 50 Girls 50. Simple. By producing these evils end products ourselves. Producing them, you mean causing them to happen? Exactly. If there is no crime, we'll create a few crimes and let them find a few murders, a few robberies. Then you'll see how quickly they look for a scapegoat. Ah, yes, they found a few drunkards. If they discovered the presence of promiscuity, of course, that's what we'll do. We'll create the evils and then preach for the reforms we want. Wow, modern politics all over again.
Yeah.
The reformers grinned evil grins and slapped each other on their backs and danced about the ship, eager and happy with their plan. Hurry, report in, tell headquarters the situation here, and then tell them our solution. A switch clicked on within the control panels. Tubes heated and transformers hummed, and the phone visor screen lit up. A face appeared. This is headquarters, Clerk 195. Ready, go ahead. This is Team 7 reporting. Now, here's what we found. So on the phonovisor screen, the clerk's face paled. Oh, Team 7, we've been trying to get in touch with you. Stand by. The chief wants to speak to you. The chief, Lucifer himself. The face of the clerk dissolved and another face appeared on the screen, a dark face. There's no use trying to advocate reforms where you are now, you fools. That place just can't be tormented. I've checked your location. That's heaven.
Brilliant.
Choke.
Oh, there was some serious under.
Yeah. At the end there, it should go. It should go. Wah, 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 wah.
It was written along the bottom, and they erased it at the last minute. Yeah. Unlike the polka song that says, "In heaven there ain't no beer." Yeah.
Oh dear.
Meanwhile, 50 Girls 50, Al Williamson.
Yeah.
Well, he had fun drawing that panel.
Yeah.
It looks like he might have had a little inking assist here.
Yeah, I meant that panel. The panel. I mean, they're all wonderful panels, but yeah, he had fun drawing that one.
Panel. Yeah. That's a great panel. He even included the navel right there. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Naval girl.
How controversial for the day.
Yes.
Yeah, because females don't have navels, do they?
No.
I love the shading on the bottom right.
Yeah, and that left one, that machine thing hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, to give you depth.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
That really looks like frazetta here, though.
Yeah, it does.
What I was going to say, I think he was working behind the scenes if he wasn't doing direct stories. He probably inked this. Wouldn't surprise me. Because look, it looks very different from Williamson's other stuff, especially the Star Wars stuff that we're looking at.
Look at that top left panel there where he's left the guy open so we can see the girl.
Yeah. Look at all that exposition, too. That's like a major info dump right there. Yeah, look at that. Just beautiful brushwork here.
Oh, darling. Sweet. Horrible space, though. Look at that. That's horrible.
Yeah, it's dots.
It's terrible.
It's like he took a brush and went.
That's the equivalent. That is the equivalent of a 1950 space film, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It looks like
it's almost like he drew the wires in white out.
Yeah, It looks like the sort of space in Forbidden Planet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That weird noise going on.
Thelaman, whatever that machine was.
It was odd because his space is better on the top right there.
Yeah. And he's got the stereotypical ray gun, hasn't he, in the middle there, pointing at the girl.
This looks good, but this is just dotted.
Regan.
That's awful, isn't it? It's just terrible.
But the brushwork otherwise is just
lovely.
He's fantastic. He just can't draw space.
I don't know if that's the case as much as they just we got to add stars. What's got to get in the mail? Got to get there today.
I think there's a lot of photo reference in this one.
Yeah.
Like that top left.
That lighting.
That's very good.
Here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. That's a lot of lettering. I'm just going to draw a picture of the guy with his finger up. There you go. Beautiful brushwork, though.
Look at that bottom left. Yeah, that girl. Wow.
Yeah, all of this. This whole page is phenomenal. Very different inking style than what he had been. This is dual shade back here. And then that Alex Raymond feathering.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's like Prince Valiant line, isn't it? And Buck Rogers and all that kind of stuff.
See a lot of that on Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, yeah.
Feathering lines here, just to fill space, give a little shadow. Folks, chat's open. Hope you're alive out there. Our numbers are strong. Feel free to drop a comment if you can. Maybe StreamYard's acting up again. I don't know. Let us know you're alive out there. Drop a comment. Hit that like button. Hit that love button. Appreciate it.
Those curtains at the bottom, aren't they great?
Here, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah, that what's she sitting on? That plinth? What is it? Is it a rock or something?
It's like a little stool. It looks like.
Is that some kind of tint he's using, or is that
right there? I think that's part of the duo shade. Looks like it's painted.
duo shade, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing the way that he'll on the bottom left there with the curtains and the plinth. He'll do all that fantastic. He's obviously spent some time on that, and then the next panel he's sort of run out of time, and he's only done that. He's only done the rendering on the tree.
Perhaps he didn't like it. He just didn't care. I want to draw a tree today.
I think he inked that heavy in order to pull it forward and drop the building back. Yeah, using thinner lines.
Real delicate touch. It's brilliant.
And it looks to me like it's all done freehand too, and in brush. With just a little bit of touch of duo shade painted in, just to drop it back.
Might be an assistant working on that.
Probably frazetta.
Imagine having frazetta as your assistant.
That happened for a little while.
Yeah, this is my assistant. He's called Frank. He's pretty good.
He's not bad. Give him a go.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if you fired him.
Yeah, and he came in and he says,
"Let's look at that."
He comes in and he says, "I'm leaving. What are you leaving for? I'm going to try painting. Oh, good luck with that."
Yeah.
Yeah, that top is like it's just in pencil, isn't it? The top three panels.
If you make him a brunette, that almost looks like frazetta right there.
Yeah.
It's great, tender stuff. You can't see the line work here is so intricate and thin.
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
So long.
Are we still looking at 2-up artwork here?
I'm pretty sure we are. Yeah,
I reckon so. Yeah.
So you get those fine lines, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they went smaller until the Silver Age. Everything else is all the Golden Age stuff. I'm pretty sure is 2-up.
Yeah, they went small. They went small when Goodman didn't they? Didn't he decide they could get 4 pages on one piece of film instead of 2?
You're probably right. Yeah, that sounds like something Goodman would do.
So they reduced the size of the pages rather than spend more money on the next.
That makes a crazy amount of sense.
It does really.
In a Martin Goodman kind of way.
Yeah. These are lovely.
Yeah.
But, drawing A2 for a page.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
I mean, look at that center section where he's reaching up.
Yeah.
The center panels. That's fantastic. Is that look to the guys writing that panel? Is that the washing machine? Has it just sort of looked at
It's on spin cycle, mate.
Yeah. Look at that Wendy baby.
What is it?
Look at that. It's a paralyzer buster. It's real Buster. Whoever calls anybody Buster.
Well, Buster Crab was big back in those days. A lot of cereal work. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny called people Buster.
Yeah. You did, yeah.
Hey, Buster.
And we had a comic called The Buster, so.
That's right. I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Exactly. Do you know what I'm going to do after you're dead? I'm going to thaw out the guy I really love, the guy I planned all this with. Wendy, have pity. When? So long, sucker.
Sucker.
Zap.
I have to laugh. Even though I'm dying, I have to laugh. I was fooled, all right. But I have to laugh because Wendy's going to find out that she's been fooled too. She's going to find out that she's only 3 years out and she'll never live to be queen of the colony. And the payoff, when she thaws her real lover, she's going to watch him turn. What is that? Putrescent. Putrescent. You see, the first phase of my scheme was to kill every man on the ship.
Oops.
That's like the woman there at the end looks like it's a real Steve Ditko face.
Yeah. And now I'm getting sleepy. It's growing dark and I can't feel anything. Just one thing bothers me, Laura. Why did I pick her first over Wendy? Why didn't I? Why did I
pick her first over Wendy?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the end of that.
Another happy ending to the end of the comic. There we are.
Yeah.
What again?
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a little Williamson creature on that rock in the middle.
Yeah. No mushrooms though, but a lot of little craters here. Look at those.
Yeah.
Tubes.
I know it's Wally Wood, but there's little creatures there, and they go down.
One of them smoking. Little guy up here too.
Yeah.
Cool. A lot of bubbly back here in the background. I don't know if those are planets or plant or what. But
those are
mushrooms. They're mushrooms.
Yeah. You say if the planets are in danger.
Yeah. EC Confidential.
Oh.
Wood.
See, somebody drew that ad.
Think of the fun Vinny would have inking that.
Yeah. You'd have just the right hand side. Yeah, you just have a bunch of silhouettes.
Yeah, there'd be 3 people there, wouldn't
there? he'd have 3 people at the front screaming, and the rest of them would just be a silhouetted crowd.
Yeah.
They're very tightly packed in, considering they're outside.
It's Times Square. That's what Times Square's like.
You
can't move. Times Square's not really a square, is it? It's a road.
It's a
street.
As the plane goes diving in. Look at all that background here.
Look at that.
Everybody running off. Stare at that for a while. All the way back to little people back here. Little heads. It's Martian Chronicles on the marquee back here. DC Confidential. This is back when they're dealing with the congressional hearings at this point, probably.
Look at that. Look at that. Tell Gaines and Feldstein I want to see them in my office right this minute.
Yeah. What's that, Gaines and Feldstein here?
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to see you sit down, both of you. First, order all of the artists to be here. First, order all the artists to be here late this afternoon. I have a statement to make. Uh-oh. Yes, you knew a lot of things. Too many things there. Here in Weird Science, number one, this Kamen story, Experiment in Death. That's a story about the scientists that experiment in bringing people back to life after they've been dead a short while. Exactly. And they found out when a person was in the death state, its brain deteriorated, and when he was revived, he became a raving maniac. Yeah. What's your point? My point, Mr. Gaines, is that 2 months or so after your story was published, this newspaper item appeared. Here, read it. What's it say, Bill? Good Lord. It says, I'll tell you what it says, Mr. Feldstein. It says that they revived a man after he'd been dead for 15 minutes, and they found him a raving lunatic or a raving maniac. You predicted it. Uh-oh. Oh. Mr. Fables. This was no prediction. This was obvious. It was scientific fact. Then explain this. They covered a Weird Science number 2. It shows a group of reporters interviewing an Air Force officer on the steps of the building in Washington, D.C. And in the background, 3 flying saucers are streaking over the Capitol building. The officer is saying the Air Force flatly denies the existence of flying saucers. Well, what's wrong with that? They did deny the saucers existed, didn't they? What did we do? This is true. Flying saucers were sighted over Washington, D.C. They were traced by radar. There were no other aircraft in the sky at that time. You predicted flying saucers over Washington. Coincidence. Pure coincidence. How did they know? Coincidence? All right, here, this story. Weird Science number 10. It's called Transformation Completed. You wrote it. Wood drew it. It's about a scientist who changes the sex of his daughter's boyfriend, turns him into a girl with sex hormones to get rid of him. So, what's so new? He says, oh boy.
Yeah, but what happens is the daughter then falls in love with her.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
And you followed that with there'll be some changes made in Weird Science number 14, where you spoke of sex changes, hermaphrodism, male to female. You predicted that 1952 incident in Sweden, where an American GI is changed into a girl using sex hormones because he had hermaphroditic characteristics. In Weird Fantasy 10, EC published a story called The Mutants. It was written by you, and in June of 51, the splash panel shows an exploration of a hydrogen bomb, an explosion of a hydrogen bomb. Listen, I'll read the caption. Enwatuk, July 1952. You were only 3 months wrong. 3 short months. At the time that you wrote this, hydrogen bomb was a guarded secret, but you predicted its detonation. A lucky guess. I have a feeling the story is going to end up with Gaines and Feldstein being aliens or time travelers, one or the other. It just keeps going on. You said there'd be many Army Air Force crashes. Pilots would refused to fly, enlistments for pilot training would fall off. You said that we'd give up flying. Well, it hasn't come to that. But these newspaper clippings acknowledge that many pilots have refused to fly. Enlistments are falling off. Washouts in pilot training are increasing. And this very story, you predicted that an Army bomber would crash in Times Square on New Year's Eve of 1952. And it happened exactly as you described it. The same location, the same number of deaths. Only the date was wrong, a year off. But the facts are there. Yes, sir, we don't know what you're driving at. Frankly, we failed to see your point. We write fiction, fantasy fiction. What I'm driving at, I'll tell you. I want you to sign these. They're loyalty oaths. They're sometimes subversive about what you're doing, and I won't stand for it. Mr. Fables, just because we write a few fantasy stories that seem to predict actual events doesn't mean we're subversive. Was Jules Verne subversive when he predicted the submarine? Jules Verne didn't try to scare the pants off people by telling them to stop flying or the flying saucers would knock their planes out of the sky.
I wonder why.
It's only a story, Mr. Fables, fantasy. We got the idea that air crashes were caused by saucers. That's all. We made it up. And you just made up the idea undercover in Shock Suspense Stories number 6, huh? There's the one about the reporter, Al. The one that tries to expose a hooded gang, and the gang takes care of him. Yes. Well, there's a newspaper clipping of one of your readers sent you. I found it in these files. It's from a New Orleans newspaper, and it's dated late November of 52. Undercover. It was written in June of 52. The headline says, "Hooded teen terrorize Yankee newsman. Order him to get out of town." What? Wait, listen. Don't change the subject. Don't try to change the subject. Now, are you going to sign these oaths? It's a flying saucer. It's landing on the building roof. Good Lord. It is a flying saucer. You better hide, Mr. Fables. Quick, in here. This is some sort of joke, some trick. If it's a gag, Mr. Fables, it's going to kill you. They mean business. Just stay in here and keep quiet, he says. And they're going out and getting information. So they blamed, they slammed the door in my face. I heard them moving around outside, calling to the other staff members, the artists, the secretaries, everybody. That, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, lovely, isn't it?
Little duo shade painted in. Aliens.
Not these guys again.
Yeah, those guys in the big, those Ack boys.
Yeah.
This EC.
What is it? What do you want with us? We have come to destroy you. Your stories have become harmful to... No. Says, we knew you were all going to be here this evening. Oh, Lord, what have I done? Mr. Fables is thinking from the closet there. So what, they kill them all? Then I heard the lethal chatter of the aliens' weapons, the screams and shrieks of the dying staff. They're killing themselves off. I cowered like a frightened child, crying my eyes out in that closet. I heard the aliens leave, heard the saucer hum away into the night. Then I came out and felt my stomach heave, my knees buckle. It was horrible. Broken, twisted bodies sprawled awkwardly around the office. frightened faces with dead eyes staring. The whole EC staff wiped out. Gaines, Saab, Feldstein, Saab, Wood, Orlando, Williamson, Kamen. Oh, Lord. They're dead. They're all dead. Oh, Lord, I called them subversives. I wanted them to sign a loyalty oath, and now they're dead. These were men of vision, men with imagination, foresight. They saw the evils that threatened us. They wrote about them, and I called them subversive. They tried to warn us. They tried to alert us to dangers, but we didn't listen, and now they're dead. Suddenly, there was a noise behind me. Spun around and felt the blood drain from my face. No, it can't be. A panel in the wall was opening. They all hid out. That looks like wood right there.
men robots.
No, you're all dead. I saw them kill you. We were prepared for them, Mr. Fables. What they destroyed were duplicates of us, robots. Yeah. Who were they? Who did they come from? They were Martians, Fables. They are bent on conquering Earth. Long ago, the Martians conquered Venus, enslaved the people, wiped out all but a handful of them. They were able to conquer them because no Venusian believed Martians existed. They were surprised. That's why we've written stories like Down to Earth to warn the people, convince them that Martians do exist, and an almost accurate prediction of now and then helps make our stories credible, so they will believe them eventually. They took Bill's hand warmly. Well, by God, you go ahead and write whatever you want with my blessings. Wake those smug, insecure idiots up out there. Thanks, Mr. Fables. Okay, gang, let's clean up the mess and send it down to reconstruction. Something bothered me. I thought of it as Al passed. Just one more thing, Al. That must be Al Williamson there then. How can you predict things so accurately? I mean, how did you know about the hydrogen bomb and the Martians? Because it's simple. For us, PT, we, Bill and I, and the whole EC staff are that handful of Venusians that survived. Dun, dun, dun.
And then we've got J. Jonah Jameson on his psychiatrist couch on the next page.
Here we are.
God, I can't stand it. I've had too many pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Jack Kamen at work here.
Look at that helicopter on that back.
Yeah.
Look at the rotors on that helicopter.
Doink.
It's a futuristic helicopter.
Is this the same guy that was a robot? Is this the 12 months he wasn't there?
Yeah.
Jack Kamen.
Jack Kamen went.
Yeah.
Came for us all.
Beautiful stuff.
That girl's got the same dress on as that other girl had.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Mr. Spock in the center panel?
Here?
Yeah.
Not quite pointed ears, but close. Yeah. Same eyebrows, though.
Katie.
Decade ahead of its time.
Jack Kamen always seems to get the replicant stories, doesn't he?
It's all the urban setting stuff, yeah.
It's like what's it called, that film? The Catherine Ross in, where she goes to that new estate and they're all robots. What's it called, that film?
I don't know what you're talking. Which one you're talking
they're
about?
all. She finds out they're all her friends are robots. The girls are robots, and then she gets turned into a robot.
Sounds like a Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, it's called something. Can't remember.
Is it Stepford Wives? I don't know.
Stepford Wives.
Stepford Wives? Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
They're all housewives. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be obedient, don't they? And they make them into robots.
Yeah. Submitted.
Submissive. Yeah, that's a fairy tale.
Yeah, they remade that movie a decade or two back, and it didn't do anything.
No, it's probably because it was full of.
Yeah,
you know what it was full of.
Yeah.
Do it nowadays.
Instead of just telling the story, they'll have had to have made it some kind of commentary on misogyny.
Yeah.
Instead of just telling the story and letting the misogyny that was inherent in the story come through, they'd have had to have splattered it, and it just would have been boring to watch probably. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment. But you know why.
Again, folks, the comment section's open.
Yeah,
feel
we're
free
quiet today.
It's way too quiet. Make sure you drop us a comment if you can. Let us know you're alive out there. We know you're watching. Like I said, our numbers are good. Hit that like button if you can as well. Any platform that you're watching us on, you'd appreciate any kind of interaction. Just goes to help us being seen with more folks.
Yeah, great clothes again.
Yeah. Definitely knows his stuff here.
Yeah, folds.
Get that later.
Again, it's like we said before. What Jack does, he takes two people talking in a closed situation and makes every panel really interesting and work and everything.
Yep. Maybe if we did this, would that do anything? No. Show your comments on stage. There's nothing there. Except for a faded square.
Did you go out on Facebook or?
I did.
Oh. Well, obviously everybody's asleep.
It's all public. Well, not everybody. There's people out there watching us.
Well, they don't want to talk to us. It's fair enough.
They just don't want to talk to us. It's all right. This artwork really speaks for itself. So here's the midway weird fantasies, picture stories from the Bible again. At this point, that photostat's looking pretty rugged.
Yeah, pretty worn. Super rugged. 2 is company.
This is Williamson and some guy named Frazetta.
Yeah.
Finally getting an artist credit here.
Oh, wow.
I am pretty sure he inked that last story of Al's that we were looking at just because of the way this looks.
Yeah, look at the
Very
work on the
Frazetta
foliage and the trees. It's just gorgeous.
Fantastic work here. The ship, though, the rescue ship, it's finally come. Two's company. This is all line work here. There's no zip on this page. It's all just beautiful line, beautiful brushwork. Steady hand brushwork there. Feathering. It's cool.
Look at the
dinosaur.
Look at that monster to the left. Good Lord, is that all pen work?
I would say that's brushwork.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not geotone.
Oh no, none of that is.
Wow,
it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's all just little lines. See, well, this back here might be brushed in. Actually, it's inked in with white, looks like white stripe zipper tone over top of it in order to drop it back.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
It's Tarzan, isn't it?
Tarzan and Flash Gordon wrapped together.
Yeah.
This is really Gordon and Dale here. Actually, that's probably more like Frazetta, only blonde.
Yeah.
From the pictures I've seen of him from this time.
Wow. Luscious female.
It's a female and she's gorgeous. I aimed my cyclo carefully. I didn't want to harm that luscious female creature. I fired, tearing the BEM to smithereens. Actually used the term BEM, bug-eyed monster. There we are. Michael Hart finally says hello. Thanks, Michael.
Great composition on that pan with the pterodactyl and the way his wings are bringing you back into the people and the tail and stuff. That rock. Just a circle, isn't it? It's just fantastic.
Again, light touch.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
I like the way
silence.
he's used sort of like a rough line for almost like an organic line for the panel outline.
Hand up. Yeah. All of this.
I like the way he's making the guy stand out by not rendering all his muscles and shading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very clever. This is like you can, when he gets this script, you can hear Al Williamson thinking, anything that Wood can do, I can do better.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing these girls, you know. Wow, look at that.
I wonder how much of this, or how hard Williamson penciled this compared to Frazetta's inks. Yeah. Gotta wonder.
The giant shroom there in the middle panel.
It is.
Shroom.
It's a scary shroom.
Yeah. A little bit of zipper tone there.
Velvet baby.
That feathering work here too.
And the dinosaur walking past in the water.
Just as an afterthought too.
Yeah. Well, how can I make this little boring bit interesting? I know, I'll do a dinosaur in it.
Yeah. This is solid Flash Gordon here, Alex Raymond.
Yeah.
You're seeing feathering, you can tell. Big fan of that stuff.
I was even drawing a part of a bottom there. I'm surprised they got away with it. These comics definitely needed a code. They're terrible.
Yeah, bottoms.
Yeah, bottoms.
Way too many bottoms. You know what that means?
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Is that Frazetta at the bottom there with that sort of Roman handsome look? Yeah, look, he's the emperor.
Like I said, if he was a brunette, he'd be Frazetta all over. Yeah. Just love this panel, though. It says a lot. It's got a lot of emotion to it. Even with the bums. This is nice too. Look at that. Just prime stuff here. What in blazes is wrong with you wanting to settle down what is wrong? What in blazes is wrong with wanting to settle down in a little solar ranch with the woman I love? That's just it. Forbes. What woman? Uh-oh. Has he done been hypnotized?
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, she's fading.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I've made love to her.
Ooh.
That's white. Is that white line zip right here? This same thing here. This is dropped back on purpose. Gray toned out. I'm using white zip-a-tone. This is all line work here. No, is it? No, that's dual shade, boy. This must be dual shade back here then. This is dual shade here. A lot of line work. Forbes, my God, don't. I whipped out my Cyclo. I wasn't going any place. I wanted Zelda. Figment of my imagination or not, I loved her. Can't handle the truth. Zelda, come back. I love you. I don't care what you are. I love you. I'm here, dearest. I'll always be here. I spun around. Zelda stood there, her arms outstretched, calling for me. Zelda, you can speak now. Isn't that what you want, darling? Oh, yes, Zelda. That's what I wanted. Right next to a story called The Ugly One. Orlando again.
Yeah, Joe Orlando trying to do an Al Williamson forest. It's very nice, but not quite there. And Mr. Spock in the panel talking to the girl. Gets around that Leonard Nimoy, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's got a shroom head. Sob.
Faces look just a little off. Still great. Oh. She stood there looking at you.
And she blind.
There was no loathing in her face, no disgust. Your joy knew no bounds. This girl, you loved this creature who had captured your heart. She could tolerate you.
She's blind.
Is that what it is?
All right.
She put her glasses on.
Yeah, she needed glasses.
Yeah, she just got her X-ray glasses from this month's Daredevil comic.
Yeah.
That's so harsh.
Oh no. Must have been. Well, these I'm blind as a bat. No. Eee. Oh dear. Oh dear. I hope he kills them all.
That night you hid in the shadows and watched the graduation dance, and you wished that you were dead. Sorry, Choke, we're all filled up. Yeah, thank you. No openings. Gag. Understand. I know of someone who can use you here. I'll write the address. Oh, thank you, sir. Goes to Nesbitt's Traveling Freak Show. Steve. Suddenly all around you in that deserted office building hallway, you could see their faces and you could hear their laughter, their jeers. Your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, Mildred's the hundreds of others. Ugly, ugly one, ugly, ugly. So you ran. You ran until your misshapen legs could carry you no further. And then you fell exhausted, far from the laughter and the jeers, far from the faces with the hatred and the revulsion written on them. And as you lay there trying to figure out a painless way to do away with yourself, to commit suicide, you suddenly heard the approaching roar. An alien rocket ship. Wow, that's pretty unusual page layout for an EC book here. Must have decided they needed to stretch that out just a little.
Look at that leg on that right-hand panel. How odd is that? With that boot on it.
Which one?
First page, third panel.
Bent backwards.
Yeah.
Here? Oh, yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's like a jack leg. Take me back with you, please, please. They talk about the ugly duckling. Nothing to do with the ugly duckling. The ugly duckling is really not a duckling at all. It turned out to be a beautiful swan. The alien stood up, smiling down at the ugly one. So you see, you're not really ugly at all. The creatures of this planet are like the ducklings. By their standards, you may be ugly. We Earthmen are like the swans. To us, you're very beautiful. In fact, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Then you will take me back with you, of course. Come, it's time to go. Stood, bathed in the light. The dancing stared. The leader, the Earth scouting party, nodded. I just want to say goodbye to my family. They're waiting. So, ugly one.
I'm completely lost.
Did she turn? Did she turn?
I'm completely lost.
I thought it was a
missed something here in the reading.
Did somebody rip a page out?
Slender, graceful metal monster, anxiously awaiting the moment when it would leap with a roar into the star-speckled sky and begin its journey home. And below its towering form, the alien crew sat in silence around their dancing campfire, listening to the ugly one. Then the alien leader spoke. When I was young, I remember, just telling him the story. Told him he's beautiful and turned into a girl, I guess.
So, what?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a page. Nobody will notice the page missing that explains it.
I'm completely lost. I'm sorry.
So,
the ugly one glided across the clearing to her waiting family. The Earthmen watched her go, marveling at her radiant beauty. She stopped before the four creatures, the mother, the father, the sister, the brother, held out their hand. My place is with them. To them, I am beautiful. I must go. This is goodbye.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
Right. That's what it meant.
So the ugly guy to start with has gone to the ugly planet, and she was born on the ugly planet and is ugly to them. So she's going to Earth.
Must be.
That makes a lot of sense.
No, I'm having trouble.
The ugly one rose. Yeah.
Please go to the next story.
The ship crouched, roared, and then leaped into the night as the planet's second moon was just beginning to rise over the horizon. The ducklings watched the needle-shaped rocket ship climb towards the stars, carrying their ugly swan child to Earth. Huh.
No, no.
Right, we'll forget that one.
Yeah. Sometimes they clunk. Publisher of the issue, William M. Gaines. Here we are. This is Weird Science 22.
Oh, look at that.
That's the last one of the run.
Do you want to go through it quickly?
Yeah, what are we looking at? We're at 130 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go through it real
We can
fast.
go this one.
A New Beginning. Al Williamson. Liz Taylor here. Guest star. Yeah. Again, it says Williamson.
That looks like frazetta, that especially that second panel with that line work.
Yeah.
It's got a frazetta vibe to it, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Look at that mountain back there. All the line work here is just beautiful. Little thin to thick on the brushwork. Great stuff. Look at that. She's fantastic. In memoriam, this magazine dies with this issue. Much as we at EC love weird science and weird fantasy, practical considerations must finally outweigh sentiment. The simple economic facts speak for themselves. There are not enough discerning science fiction readers in the country to support a high print SF mag, each such as a 10-cent comic must of necessity be. Both our SF mags for the past year and a half have consistently finaled in below the breaking point. This means that every one of the last 18 issues has lost money. The total losses for both mags, not including the 2 current issues, runs about 15 grand. Of course, this is not to say that we didn't make money on the 2 mags for a long while, but at this point, our losses have more than eaten away the early profits. However, there is an alternative to EC's complete abandonment of science fiction, and that is a 15-cent magazine. By charging 15 cents, we'd be able to cut the print order to a more practical point and yet leave ourselves with a low enough breaking point to possibly make such a magazine pay, or at least come out even. This move, of course, will need your wholehearted support. We'll be banking on the continued loyal readership of the majority of our current SF fans. That's when they start weird science fantasy. So, got those 2.
Wow.
New Beginning.
We're putting the price up.
Yeah, they had to.
But I mean, look at the way that they sort of engaged with their readership there.
Yeah, even giving a statement of how much.
Yeah, they even put like money in and stuff. It's like no one would do that now.
At that time, that kind of transparency was unheard of. Well, they do it now in the every once in a while in the crowdfunding campaigns. They'll show how.
Yeah, well, that's crowdfunding doesn't count like this does. It's not mainstream.
Well, yeah.
Mainstream is completely obscured. I mean, you can't even get proper sales figures anymore.
Yeah, they used to have to report them, and you'd have to know how to decipher them. They'd have to print them once a year. Yeah.
Now it's from some app that just samples like 100 stores or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it
No
is.
transparency whatsoever.
Yep.
And they certainly wouldn't talk to their fans in the way that they were talking to them.
No.
Look at that bottom left panel there. How good is that? And that in the dark.
In the dark, yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Here too.
And look at the panel above as well. The girl, the way she is prominent. The middle panel. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, PBR's here. You missed the mushrooms, mate.
PBR, yeah.
Look at that panel, the second page, the first panel, where they've drawn a head and all the backgrounds, all that really thin line.
Thanks for being here, PBR.
Yeah. Good to see you.
A little bit of dual shade painted in here. Just a touch.
Oh, they're faded away. That's clever.
Yeah. We're on the last issue of Weird Science, PBR. You're just joining us.
And Frank Frazetta has been in 3 stories on the trot.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's here as well.
Yeah.
There he is right there, in fact.
Yeah.
So he kind of looks like Victor Mature, old Hollywood actor from that period.
And the giant shroom in the middle.
That kind of stands out different ink work here. And what? Good Lord, the gauges, we forgot.
Good Lord.
Oh. The ship blew up. That was the interbreeding of the descendants of the evolved species with the descendants of the couple from Earth future produce the man of today. Look at that. George Evans at work here.
We saw him a lot in Two-Fisted Tales.
Just before we get into the last story, on this Adam and Eve thing, she should say, "Go and collect some apples. I'll make some pie."
Yeah. Stop talking to that snake. Anyway.
Yeah.
PBR says, I bought a box set of this black and white, then another set in color. Excellent.
Wow. Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Headhunters, George Evans. Oh, there we are. Look at that. Beautiful.
Who's this? Joe Orlando?
No, this is George Evans.
All right. Don't know.
We saw him do a lot of World War I stuff in Two-Fisted Tales when we were looking at that. This is,
yeah, got you. Yep.
This must be it might be a science fiction story. They just wanted to clear out of inventory because Evans hasn't been in any of these books up until now.
No.
He's been out doing frontline combat and
Two-Fisted Tales.
Well, looking at these, he should have been doing more of this as well.
Yes, look at this. This is just beautiful.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, he's the doctor. He's got glasses and a lab
He's
coat.
got glasses on, yeah.
Yeah.
When he goes out, I bet he's got a pipe and a pork pie hat.
Probably. The monster screamed and charged. The guns chattered. And this guy's got his back turned to him. I think I'm just going to stand over here.
Look at that gun.
Pew, pew, pew.
That's right. It's a potato gun. I know. Touched up with cigarette there. That's another thing I can't explain. Doc, look on his forehead. He's got an awful headache. Stick 'em. There we are. My world. You know, for 7 pages, just draw what you want. Wally, we'll be fine. We'll just come up with something.
Come up with something.
Wow.
Planet. It's fantastic stuff.
Look at that dinosaur at the top walking away under the title.
Yeah.
Has he got duotone on there?
Let's do a shade, I think, painted in.
Wow.
Right there. Yeah. Definitely, as you can see, the 2 shades, light and dark. Dark used over here as well. Same thing down here. You can see this stuff's painted in because
You know, he must
right there.
He must have been spent more time sticking that stuff down and cutting it out than drawing.
Oh, this is painted on. This is dual shade board.
Right.
This is 2 chemicals that you brush on.
Yeah. Wow. Do they still make that stuff?
It's very hard to find. Really hard to find. I know I printed a lot of Andrew Peepoy did Simone and Ajax. This is another book that we need to take a look at eventually. And he used a lot of duo shade board. He had a heck of a time trying to find a stash of it, and that was back in the early 2000s. So it's the chemicals, I guess. There's a lighter and a harsher chemical, and apparently they're very carcinogenic. So they haven't modernized that because of, you can just paint it in now on Photoshop.
Yeah.
However you want. PBR also says, I also got a heck of a deal on a box set of Williamson Star Wars Oh, there you go. 738. Yeah, good for you, PBR. That's great stuff. We're looking at those on Sundays right now. Cool. Did you just get those? You must have just gotten them, PBR. Let me know. Well, guess you don't have to. You don't have to tell me how much you paid for it. Just a heck of a deal is great. If you got it for under 250, that's a heck of a deal. Believe me. And number 738 at that. Mine's 1140 something, I think, number. There's only 2,500 of those out there. It's very normative.
Don't know what that is.
It's very 50s, if that's what you mean, Michael. Very, very much 50s thinking. Best stuff for last. It's brushed in here. No little black line there, but most of all of it's all just.
This is full on, isn't it?
Yeah. We might end up going long on this last couple of stories, folks, just because they're so pretty. I don't know what the last story is. Look ahead here. Last story is Joe Orlando. So this story is just amazing. Look at that. Every panel is a lesson. Little zipatone work here. It's a graduated tone.
It looks like that guy there in the center panel you're looking at looks like he's thinking that caption, doesn't it, with those planets?
Oh, yeah.
See what I mean?
Yep. A couple thought bubbles. PBR. There we are.
Mushrooms.
A couple of them.
Betcha. Mushroom.
Pretty much. Take even to turn the page. It's fantastic. Explosion. Like I said, every panel's a lesson. Women here.
Thwack. Wow.
He must have been done. He's maybe a year or two out from doing the run on the Spirit.
Yeah.
What is? Yeah.
Looks like him.
That's what that really reminds me of.
Yeah. Lots of detail in this. You had to spend some time on this.
You could tell he was throwing a lot of love into it.
Well, yeah.
Mind you, every other panel's got a nice girl in it, so he's probably happy with that.
Yeah.
Look at that bottom left there.
A little bit of violence here. A little bit of
Look at that bottom left with that terrain, that like a moon other side.
here,
Moon, yeah.
Look at that. Just fantastic.
Wow.
Every panel.
A mechanism here. Crazy stuff. So he's really knocking it out of the park there. The futuristic city is wild. That's awesome. A bit of dome work here. Planet back there. Just amazing. Michael says, sorry, I meant very male and female oriented, unlike today's comics. Oh, absolutely. Yep. Very much 50s sentimentality, where men were men and women were beautiful. Oh, yeah. Wood at the end. Yep. Today. Or tomorrow. My world is the world of science fiction, conceived in my mind and placed upon paper with pencil and ink and brush and sweat and a great deal of love for my world, for I am a science fiction artist. My name is Wood. Great stuff. Classic.
And if you look at the page he's drawing on, it's the last page.
Yeah. Yeah. Just great. BBR says, like I said, I got the 2 set of Weird Science of Star Wars and Secret Agent X9. Since I was getting so much, the fella cut me a good deal. Excellent, BBR.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Probably knew it was going to a good home. The last Ray Bradbury story in Weird Science, Outcast of the Stars. Last story of Weird Science is a Ray Bradbury adaptation. Joe Orlando. Wonder what prompted them to put that Wood story third.
Yeah.
Must not have felt it ended the book right. They'd ended on some hardcore science fiction.
Imagine that. Maria, children, start packing. We're going to Mars.
Well, you're going to Mars. I'm coming back. I was just going to drop you there.
We'll fly.
Can't stand the place personally. Not enough atmosphere.
Back there, Earth. There's Mars. Bedtime with children. Never forget. Right? Opened his eyes. His wife whispered, "Now I see. Now I understand. You are the best father in the world. Perhaps you're right. You might take me on just a little trip. Just a little one, perhaps, Maria. A little rocket back in the background. I'll ship you out to Mars, too."
Mm.
Weird Science Fantasy.
Oh, that's the new. That's one.
The annual. They did an annual.
Oh, right. Okay.
At 25 cents yet.
25 cents.
128 pages of science fiction. Wow.
Good God, 128.
Would that be about 4 or 5 issues worth of material put together? It says, as we went with the first component of the complete EC library, the color work for the 2 annual covers was not completed. So we decided to run them in black and white. In these volumes, in the complete Weird Fantasy, will run the both annual covers again in their full color versions.
I think it looks great like that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Lot to be said about black and white.
Yep. That's the complete library there. Two-Fisted Tales was next.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, that was a treat, wasn't it? Look at that.
That was it, folks. It's Weird Science. All the EC run.
Wow.
We still have Weird Fantasy and Weird Science Fantasy that we can look through. What great stuff, though.
Super duper.
Wally Wood showing ways in the what, top 5?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, folks, that was it. Thank you so much for stopping by. This was part 8 of Weird Science. Go back and take a look at our previous podcasts for the rest of the stuff. We've had a blast looking through this material. We'll look through something else next week. Don't quite know what we'll do, but we'll do something. We'll find something. Maybe something a little more independent. And perhaps something a little more recent. These are what, 75 years old?
Wow.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Such great stuff. And again, just like PBR, you get a chance to find these hardback volumes in the slipcase. Their Weird Science is a 4-volume set. The horror books are 5-volume sets. Any of those EC books are well worth your time, well worth the money. If you find them in the wild or at shows, I can't recommend them highly enough. The Russ Cockram did a real amazing job in reprinting all of these and binding them together into beautiful permanent editions. And believe me, these have seen 2 major moves and a lot of just sitting here gathering dust. So real happy that we're able to take a little time and show this stuff off and remind folks what great comics are all about. You know, that's why I love doing this. Again, thanks for swinging by. Russ, why don't you tell folks how they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me at russleach.com. Get over there, sign up to the email list, and we can keep you up to date with everything the Atlantean. Lots of stuff going on. It's really picking up a pace now. Got lots of interest as well, which is really good. So that's what we're after, just increasing that readership. Mm-hmm. So if you want to find out more about that, keep up to date, go over to russleach.com, sign up for the email list.
There you go. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on this program on Fridays and on Sunday Funnies, surprisingly, on Sunday afternoon or morning, wherever you are.
Morning here, afternoon over there.
Yeah, but if you want to get my books and things, go to Amazon is the best place. They're all over the place, but Amazon, your best bet. Got 12 books up there, magazines and all kinds of stuff.
Excellent. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. We do this every Friday morning at 5 a.m. Comics by Night. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim, Z-I-M-M YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Leave a comment if you can. Leave a like or hit that love button whatever platform you're watching us on. Love. Deeply appreciate it. Any kind of interaction with this program just helps it to be seen by other folks. If you enjoyed this, please tell your friends. Anybody else you think out there might also enjoy watching this show. We, as much as we love bringing it to you. We're not paid. We're not asking for money. Any ads that we run here, if it's not for our own stuff, is just for comedic purposes. And we do it because we love it. We love this art form. We love these books, these masters at work here. We love looking at the material and talking the technique. We're glad you're here as well, and we hope you keep coming back for more and look us over in our archives. Because we've been doing this for a couple of years now. We've got quite a lot of work under our belt that we've looked at, and there'll be many more to come. We're going to keep doing this until we can. So it's all good. If you love comics, tell people you love comics. Go visit your local retailer. Social platforms, try to be more social on these social platforms. Talk positively about this industry as opposed to just trolling and drama and all of the other BS that you run into. We try to stay as far away from that as we can and just show you great stuff because we love it. Love this art form very much. And deeply appreciate you stopping by. Is there anything else that we need to say?
No.
Other than that, buy our books, buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours. And we appreciate you very much. We do this 2 times a week, this Comics by Night, Friday morning, 5 a.m., and then Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. on Sundays. And for the last few Sundays, including this one, we've been looking at the fantastic Star Wars adventure strip by Archie Goodwin and Al Williamson. And we are great space opera in comic strip, adventure strip, newspaper form.
Right.
We love looking through this stuff as well. Look at that great Al Williamson illustration there, folks. Fantastic stuff. We'll continue that this Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then come back next Friday and see what we're looking at then. Maybe some Vaughn Baudet, maybe some Frank Miller. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Whatever it is, it'll be good.
Exactly. Whatever it is, it'll be great. Folks, again, take care. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
Buy our comics. See you soon. Shall we end on the I have a new word of the day. Here we go.
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is Pikachu. Oh no, baby, did you fall and scrape your knee? Come over here so I can get a Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. That's it done, yeah.
Take care, everybody.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.
Say the weird thing.
Hello, motherfucker.
Taste the biscuit, taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce, taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.